So you guys remember the Sassy Trucker, also known as Tierra Allen. She was the female trucker from Houston, Texas, that got herself in a little bit of trouble in Dubai. And it was national news. It was a whole bunch of stories going on here on YouTube, people getting a lot of views. And she was locked up for a few months, but now she's been released. She's been released for about 3 weeks now. And she's now telling her side of the story of what really happened with her in Dubai. So what I want to do right now is react to what she's talking about. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, and let's get into the video.
I thought it would be very lucrative. This is the story of how I went to jail not once, but twice in Dubai. The first time I went to jail, so I was the passenger of a rental car. My friend was driving.
Look, hold on. This music is kind of slapping. I like the little beat in the background. I'm like, okay.
We were involved in a minor fender bender. The police was called on scene, and my friend did not have the physical license on hand. Physical copy. In Dubai, you need to have your physical copy license on you, because if you don't, you're gonna go to jail. So in Dubai, whenever you're involved in an accident, everybody in that car goes to
shit. Everybody go to jail.
So it's best to just run. I mean, just run as fast as you can. Don't even stick around, cause
how you gonna run? They got cameras everywhere.
Things get crazy. We're both taken to jail in the back of the police car. I'm like, what is going on? This has to be a joke, cause I'm in a jail cell, and at that point, I'm like reminiscing. I'm like, what just happened? Like, it felt like a movie scene to me. And then after that, they started asking me, where are you from? I'm like, USA. And then they said, oh, USA? I'm like, yeah. They said, oh, okay, where were you going? Like, I said, I was just trying to go home and, and grab food and eat and go home and go to sleep. Like this. So I told the officer, I'm gonna call my U.S. embassy because you guys holding me wrongfully is not right. And they were trying to just put certain charges on you that just because they know if you're a U.S. citizen, you're obviously gonna pay money to get out, and that's what they do there. A lot of people don't know about that, but that's Dubai for you. I'm in the jail cell. All the local police officers, they all crowd around in a big circle, like 10 of them, and they start speaking their language. And I'm thinking, what are they saying to me? Like, what? Then one of the female guards walked over to me. She told me, she said, take off your necklace, take off your clothes, start getting undressed. You're about to get 5 years. I said, what? I said, no, I'm not taking off anything. I said, no, I'm not taking off anything because I didn't do anything. The good thing is I got released from jail, but unfortunately, my friend had to spend some time in jail. Once I got released from jail, the police handed me over a bag. And inside of that bag, I thought that my wallet and passport would be in there. The bag only contained my friend's items and some cash.
Oh, here goes the interesting part. Now, guys, I want you to understand this. I just got back from Dubai last month, and on the outside looking in, it's gorgeous. Dubai is one of the few places in the world, the only place in the world that I've been in, where I've seen a Peet's Coffee in the same place where I've seen a Carrefour. Now, Carrefour is a French grocery store brand, very similar to Walmart or something like that. And then Peet's Coffee is a brand that's from Berkeley, California. Shout out to Peet's Coffee, P-E-E-T-S. So it's Abu Dhabi, Dubai. It's a mixture of American capitalism and European capitalism. And on the outside, it's like you see things very developed, things running well. You just don't think there's any corruption like you would find in some of the places you would think that's already there, like, certain parts of Africa, certain parts of third world, things like that. But Dubai has its own level of corruption in which you're going to find out. And it's probably, you're not going to know it until you get in trouble, right? But let's continue.
So I told the officers, hey, where's all my stuff at? They said, oh, it could be inside of the car. I said, where's the car at? They said, the car's in the impound. I said, the car's in the impound? They said, yes. I said, so how do I get my stuff? I said, don't worry, bring a release form and we'll give you all your items. I said, a release form? I said, how do I get a release form? I said, go to the rental car agency where the car was rented from. I said, okay, can you call? I don't have a phone. They said, yes. So they called the rental car agency. And
so they made sure she didn't get her phone or her wallet or her passport. Sent her back down to the rental car agency. Just check out the scams, bro. This is dirty.
The rental car agency said that I can come down to the agency and get my belongings. I'm like, okay, cool. This is really good, by the way. So I arrived at the rental car agency and I spoke with the clerk at the front desk. The clerk at the front desk already knew why I was there, so I didn't really have to explain too much. They said, oh, you're the person who was in the rental car accident. I said, yes, I was the passenger. I said, oh, you're here for your release form? I said, yes, I am. They said, okay, have a seat. So they had me sit there for 1 hour straight. I'm like, wow, this is a long time. So
now guys, what you see on the left side of the screen going up are all those bad reviews of that particular rental car agency.
After sitting there for an hour, I get called back into a room, and so in a very aggressive tone, the rental guy told me, look, we will give you back your stuff, but you need to pay us $5,000.
Damn.
At that point, I told him, I said, you know what? I'm gonna call the U.S. Embassy on you and let them know that you guys are running an illegal business. You guys are holding my passport, my wallet, and my cell phone. And by law, you can't hold my passport because that's USA property.
I don't know why Americans think the U.S. Embassy is going to help you in a place like this. You'll find out.
You're not allowed to do that. And then I told the man, I said, how am I going to survive without nothing? I don't have anything. I don't even have money to buy food. My hotel's going to expire soon. And he told me, he said, I don't know what you're going to do. Go and figure it out. He said, do you have family? Call your family members. I was like, I don't have a cell phone to call them. I'm like, can I please have my belongings? And he was like, no.
Damn.
I was like, wow. So I walked out sad, and, you know, he got loud with me. And I got loud back with him.
Always running y'all's motherfucking mouth.
Okay, so that's what happened, right? The guy was being rude to her, so won't let her get her things back, saying you got to pay. She got loud with him. He got loud back with her. After listening to this, I don't think she lying. I've been in situations like that in Europe and other places, not as bad, but similar. And yeah, they just do that just so that you can act a fool, just so that you can make situations worse. So on one hand, if you're not going to pay an outrageous fee to get your stuff back, which you had nothing to do with because you were the passenger, then, you know, again, corruption, dustiness.
Your ass over.
So I walked outside and I was so sad and upset, and he follows me outside and he said, hey, you see the camera? You see the camera? I'm going to call the police on you. And I said, call the police. I'm going to call the U.S. Embassy on you.
See, that's the whole thing. Getting you angry, have it on camera, tell that side of the story, your ass ended up dusty. I don't know why you thought the embassy was going to help you, but it's okay.
Just forget. I said, you know what? Go and call the police. Call them. And so I walk away in
never tell somebody in a foreign land to call their police on you.
tears. And then there's this guy, another person who rented a car, that he was like, did they take your money too? I'm like, yes, they took everything from me. He said, don't worry, we're gonna get that back. So that guy tells the guy that I was arguing with, he was like, hey, you can't do this to this young lady. You took her money. You can't do that. And then after that, I walked away and I was like, wow, this is sad. Like, oh man.
So she is in jail for one reason and one reason alone. She raised her voice. In that country, a female is not even allowed to raise her voice. If she raises her voice, it's punishable by jail time.
The next day, I go down to the U.S. Embassy and I speak with a clerk there at the U.S. Embassy, and I let them know that I was the passenger of a minor vehicular accident and all my belongings was left behind in the car and I was taken to jail. And I went down to the rental car agency to go retrieve my items, and they told me I had to pay $5,000. So the U.S. Embassy lady told me that does not sound right. And I said, what are my options? What can I do? Because I don't have my passport, my wallet, and my cell phone. I don't have any funds because all of my belongings was left in the car and I don't know what to do. Can you help me? So the U.S. Embassy gives me a list of lawyers and says, here are some lawyers in this list. You can call them and they can probably help you. And I'm like, what? So what was the point
exactly. You thought they was gonna come to bat. Number one, you black, right? Always remember that when you go to these foreign countries, you're no longer you're black. Okay? You think that these embassies are gonna really help you out like that? You need to stop. You're black. Sorry. Always remember that.
Embassy, if they can't help me in such a small case. So the U.S. Embassy, the lady that works there, she goes, unfortunately this happens, quite often. A lot of U.S. citizens come to Dubai and, they get into like little incidents and, this is the person that can help you, these lawyers. I'm like, I forgot to tell you guys this. Normally when you're traveling, always have a list of emergency contacts that people can contact in case something happens to you when you're traveling. So if you register with the U.S. Embassy, it's like a form that you fill out so they know, like, in case a disaster happens, they know to come and find you so that you're not just stuck there, So anyways, they called my mom and I told my mom what was happening. So I told my mother what happened and I told her that I was the passenger of a rental car accident and all my belongings was inside of the car. I went down to the rental car agency to go retrieve my items and they told me I had to pay $5,000 to get my stuff back. So me and the guy at the rental car firm got into a shouting match. My mother sent me some funds so that I was able to go buy a new phone. So that's kind of how things worked out for me. And I also reordered my credit cards and debit cards. And, I was good to go. Not only did I get arrested for being the passenger of a minor fender bender incident, I was also arrested for shouting too. So this is actually how I got arrested, for shouting. Yes, I know. So anyways, I went down to the police station to check on my friend who was arrested. The police told me that my friend had been deported and sent back to their home country and they can never enter Dubai again, and they are banned from entering Dubai ever again. They cannot come back. Then the police asked me for my passport. I'm like, why did they ask me for my passport? I don't even have my passport. So I told the police, I don't even have my passport. They said, well, where is it? I said, well, I explained to the police that the rental car agency had took my passport, wallet, and cell phone. They're holding all my stuff hostage, and I don't have that. And then he said, well, are you Tierra Allen? And I was like, yes, it's me. Then he said, well, you're under arrest. I was like, what did I do?
Damn.
I said, what? For what? They said, for shouting. Huh?
Oh.
I said, shouting? They said, yes, you were shouting. Then I said, is this a joke or something? Then he said, put your hands behind your back because you're about to go to jail. And I'm like, oh my goodness. At that point, I got arrested and my mother hasn't heard anything from me all day. So my mom started looking into ways to get me out. She got in contact with the U.S. Embassy. My mother also found a lawyer online. Her name is Rhoda Sterling with Detained in Dubai. She helps other people who travel abroad in situations. So my lawyer, Rhoda Sterling, said normally in cases like this, if you pay them the money, they figure if you can pay them $5,000, you're able to pay $10,000. And they're not going to drop the shouting case.
So they'll try to extort you for even more money when you give them the money that you have agreed to. That's the dark side of the, a lot of these places that don't have no problems, or you think they're very well ran infrastructure, still going by the corrupt laws.
If you don't pay, you're going to jail.
So my lawyer said she had a case with a young man who went to the car in Dubai who got into an accident as well, and they took his passport and told him to pay $20,000 and he can go home. So he paid the $20,000 and they did not close that case. He ended up going to jail. So my case became worse.
Wow. Paid $20,000, still can't get home.
I got a lot of media attention once we went to the news with this and went public with my case. So with that being said, we were trying to bring awareness to what happens to people who travel internationally, but nobody would have expected Dubai to be a place where that would happen. Actually, it's very common for visitors to rent a car there and be scammed. Most people just pay the money. If you got $20,000, people might just pay it because we want to be stuck there in Dubai for so long, going through that. I went through so much, and I got a lot of hate from social media. old friends came out of nowhere to slander me and say like, yeah, she deserves this. They're just so I can't fault them from that. I can only send them love and light and pray that they do better. Once my case,
Nah, they was really dealing with your ass though, because you was doing some scandalous shit, and then they was dealing with you. Wasn't no hate because they had some footage of it. You are a little rowdy, but I can understand, and you look better than them too. So
that they do better. Once my case became internationally known and got media attention, Dubai does not like that one bit. You can actually be locked up in Dubai for talking about Dubai on social media. So with that being said, Dubai actually changed their statement that I wasn't just shouting. They said that I was slandering and defaming the employee of the rental car agency. I was held captive in Dubai for 3 full months. My case was under investigation for about 4 months. No one saw this coming and nobody knew this was going to happen to me. But once my lawyers stepped in, such as Rhoda Sterling in Dubai, once the Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee stepped in, and once Colonel X stepped in, that's when my case got more attention and people were very aware of what was happening.
Okay.
Once that happened, Dubai started moving a lot quicker for me. And things started speeding up. And, you know, I became very happy when that happened. Next, I get a call from the court. And they say, hey, you have court tomorrow. I'm like, tomorrow? They didn't even give me a week in advance. They said, you got court tomorrow. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to work. What am I going to do? Okay, let me go ahead and get an outfit. So at court, they told me, they said, originally you were charged for shouting, but we're going to charge you for slandering and defaming. I'm like, that's interesting. A week later after court, get a load of this. A week later after court, I got a call from public prosecution. And they called me, they said, hey, and you gotta pay us 5,000 AED. And you can leave the country. So rather I got
that's
that
about
phone call.
$1,500.
I have to go to the police station so they can lift the travel ban for me to fly. So I went there and everything was clear. I was good to go. And I explained to the police officer, I was like, hello, my belongings, my wallet, my passport is still in the car. Is there a way I can get those things? And they said, yeah, no problem. So the police walked me through the process. And guess what? I didn't have to pay not $1 to get my belongings out of the impound. Isn't that crazy? The rental car agency was saying, you gotta pay $5K, $10K to us to get your stuff. And guess what? It was all a lie. They just wanted to extort me for money and funds. So I got myself from the airport. It was so easy. I got everything. Everything was still there. My wallet, my card, my passport was there. I was so happy. And guess what? I booked my flight that same day. And I was out of Dubai. Then I went straight to the airport and checked in for my flight. Next thing you know, I got a call from the police station saying, don't bother going to the airport. We see your flight is leaving at 2:30 p.m. Don't bother going because you're going to be wasting your time. Your travel ban is still effective. I said, no, I've already paid to have my travel ban lifted. What are you guys talking about? So I ran to the security gate as fast as I can. I said, you know what? I told myself, I said, I'm leaving Dubai, where they're going to have to stop me because I'm getting on this flight. These people are crazy. Then TSA security told me that I had $10,000 in overstay fines. They said either I pay the fine or go to prison or take a travel ban. I said, well, you can ban me right now because I have no desire to come back to this country. I do not want to come back to Dubai. Please ban me from the country. There was days where I couldn't even sleep.
So I'm glad that she had to take care of that. In my honest opinion, I believe everything she's saying is correct, because foreign countries just have different rules that we find strange. But in any situation, you gotta make sure that whatever those laws are, you're at least familiar with them. And yeah, saying you're an American citizen, it might work in Africa and some countries, but now a country like Dubai, which is first world now, it's not gonna work. Threatening someone with them, even though I'll probably do the same thing. It doesn't work. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy Shay Duke Jackson. Another episode of Fair Use. I'm out.